Um, I honestly don't know who's been here for what recent session, so who needs some catching up?
We were doing that as you were
Oh, perfect.
arriving. Yeah,
Okay,
was
great.
getting cleaned up and
Then
all that stuff.
okay, then there's just one thing that I wanted to share with Sam that
Oh
um,
yeah.
Ottardo experienced. So remember that Ottardo was thrown into this like nightmarish torpor sort of situation where he was unconscious and racked by what must have been horrific nightmarish visions as the others were carrying him to safety. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about what it is that you experienced because once you came to, you do still remember those, and those experiences kind of stuck with you because as you were in the Gauntlight keep in the lower levels, those visions were very specific and vivid and almost lucid dreaming. So you found yourself engulfed in this sickly, palish blue light, um, similar to the light of this that you've seen in these circular rooms, the
Yeah.
negative energy well, as we've been calling it. But it's all around you and it's washing over you, and you look down at your body and you're mostly naked. There's wounds, like necrotic, festering, oozing wounds that are constantly opening up all over your body, and at the same rate they are closing up again, as if the same light is both hurting you and healing you in some sick paradox. And as you watch that, you realize that it's not actually your body, even though you're looking down at it as if it was. It's but it's not. It's a male's body. It's a stocky build. You notice like a big orange brownish beard that that you see that I mean Otardo is also bearded man, but very different color, very different shape, different style. There's like remnants of intricate braiding that are still in there, but in general, it's also like um, yeah, just in just like the rest of your body in a terrible shape. And then you hear a voice and you feel that it's your mouth moving, but the voice you hear is not your own, as you just hear a pained moan that then turns into help me, help me. And yeah, you're locked in this experience for quite some time. And like I said, it's this constant cycle of having your vital essence painfully siphoned through out of you through those wounds, and at the same time getting healed just so that cycle can repeat over and over and over again. And as you'll later maybe find out it when you share this with your companions, that this vision only changed once they had moved you out of the Gauntlight Keep into the Fog Fen and closer towards Otari. And you were still experiencing nightmarish visions, but less specific ones, less lucid. You were more aware of like I said, like more generic in nature, nightmares like you may have experienced them before, even though they never were as impactful maybe as these. Um, yeah, and then finally, as you wake up the next day, uh, you you still carry the memories of this experience, but finally you found some restful sleep, and it's just a memory.
Wow. I guess this place is nightmarish in more ways than one.
Hmm.
Was there any um, what's the expression? Distinctive signs on the person? A tattoo or something like that?
Um, Let me think. Tattoo. You could give me a society check, I would say.
Yeah.
9. Um, well, it was quite a horrifying ordeal, so no one can blame you for not taking in all the details. But no, you do not notice any tattoo or anything of the sort.
Okay.
All right. So, where do you want to go? Yeah, you already caught up, so you know that you've had some time to rest and recover, and you basically, yep.
Was it like a full day of rest?
Uh,
I believe so, yeah. We have carried Ottardo out of the depths,
yeah.
and we stashed him in the library, procuring supplies, on all our money on and some natural analogs of alchemical fire.
Yep.
Okay.
So we're still currently like the clock is still showing that it's the night of that day that you were carried out of the Gauntlight, but I think we can safely assume everybody's just gonna need a restful night and gets up bright and early the next morning.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, you can wait. Let me do it. I think I can go to the party sheet and I can say rest. Rest for the night. Yes. So I don't know if anything happened on your sheets, but
Just
I
everyone
awoke well
rest.
rested.
oh yeah, there you go.
My spells are all reset, so
Very nice. And Ottardo, I think you should be able with your healing abilities, you can probably heal up to 41.
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention. He probably can also top up.
I don't think that's necessary. It looks like everyone
Any?
else is at full health.
Okay. Then uh, he's got his focus point. Okay. I guess Ottardo is ready to go back into that dreadful place.
All
I
right.
know.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
Yeah. While we're on the party sheet, I see that Soma has already selected an exploration activity. I think you should be able to each select one. So that's a very nifty thing that I think we should use.
Uh,
Do you see that on the exploration tab?
yeah. I wasn't able to do that before, but I think that maybe now that you fixed the
The ownership.
yeah. So if I do this, wait. Okay,
Yeah.
I had to click active. Okay, yeah. It's not a drag and drop thing. Okay.
there it is. Okay.
Oh, that's not the one. This one.
Mm-hmm.
Exploration.
All right. More things to do. Hold on. I will need a fortitude save from Birke.
Off to a rolling start.
Mm-hmm. All right. And a fortitude save from Ottardo.
What? I was pretty sure I put private GM roll.
Yeah, I think they would.
Okay.
I
They-
did. I got a roll from you, so I don't think anybody else saw one.
The dice
We
model
saw the
now,
dice, but it was
question mark, yeah.
Mystery.
Yeah,
Funny.
I messed. I had some fun with the Dice So Nice settings. So
Oh, it said that.
Yeah.
I'll need to set it myself like that.
okay, so far so good. Let me some more bookkeeping to do here before we get started. Where are the various things? There it is. Okay. Today is the 31st. Um, almost there. Mhm. Okay, now we're ready. And off to the Gauntlight. So where do you want me to spawn you? Back in that on that library level, essentially, where you fought the ghouls?
yeah. Just one more thing, since we mentioned that. I think I remember Birke and Lucca grabbing books. Did anything come from that?
I don't think it was pursued, but you are right about that.
I wasn't here, so I don't remember anything about that.
I mean, there's the notes that we translated on necromancy and construct building, but I guess we got other stuff from the library. Is that what you're talking about?
My memory is that as you were dragging Ottardo out, you also, I think Birke was doing the dragging, and Lucca and Soma took the opportunity to grab some books on the way out.
Oh, I had forgotten about that.
Yep, but it's true. There was a couple of armfuls of books expressed in terms of bulk. So you should have a couple of bulk of books somewhere on your sheet, or someone should.
Uh,
And if you can't find it, then that's fine too.
I have ciphered book titles. No, that was the decryption of other notes that we found. I don't think I have those marked. Does Suma have those?
Oh no. I think we gave it. I remember when we were making a joke about Lucca carrying those books and Sir Ottardo carrying Lucca, but I think that was before we encountered the big problems with Ottardo.
Well, Soma, you have valuable books in your backpack.
So yeah, then that's
What?
why.
1 bulk worth of valuable books.
You can see that one of us has them.
Well, DM can see anyone.
Yeah, I can just look at your
Yeah,
inventory.
I see them.
Godly GM powers.
Hmm.
But can you see who has them?
I have to go through your characters.
Uh,
Yeah.
so should we add that to the stash, the party stash?
I think so. I will. And then
Okay.
Okay.
Does it still count against your carrying capacity when you do that?
no, I don't think so.
Probably not.
Although
I see it in the stash. Valuable books, 1 bulk.
Yeah, it is here. It's a little unfortunate because everything needs to be carried by someone, so don't want this to end up being like a magical chest where you can just offload tons of
Well,
equipment.
I imagine. Did we go through those books? Is that literally just like treasure essentially, or did we find any like
No,
anything?
it's essentially treasure.
Okay.
It's stuff that Birke thought might interest Morlabent, and without spoiling anything, or we can actually just retrofit that. And having time the day before, you showed Morlabent some of them, and he was very interested, and he would pay you handsomely if you find more valuable books down there.
Okay. Do we
So
just
you
want to sell him those? Just take the gold, and then we don't have to worry about who's carrying it.
that would make a lot.
and in other cases we can just sort of assume that whatever is in the stash we just left in town and not actually carrying on our person.
Yeah, that's probably a good assumption. That's like what we're leaving behind.
Okay.
But that does mean that if we want any of it with us, then we really should probably add it to someone's sheet. Like all
Yeah.
those healing potions.
Yes, that will be prudent.
So let's start by selling those valuable books, and I think I can just click this button.
Yeah, there is a button to sell actually, I think, and that bloodstone as well.
I'll sell that too. All right.
And those gold pieces we can sell them as well.
There's one gold for 1 silver. That's how that works.
Unfortunately.
All right. So grab some healing potions if you want to bring them. I like that rule that we can agree on. Everything in the stash is kind of like in a chest in town, and you have free reign of it when you're in town. But when we're in the dungeon, you only have what's on your sheets.
Okay. Just a quick question. In the party overview, it shows Birke carrying 11 bulk.
I don't see that in the party
Yeah.
overview. I don't
It's
see
on
any.
the
In the stash tab.
Oh, there it is.
Where is the stash tab?
It's the 3rd tab on the party sheet.
The
did-
inventories?
no. So I think Alejandro didn't see the party sheet because he wasn't there last time. So if you go to the place where there's the actors,
Uh-huh.
at the top there's in red it says the party,
Oh.
and there's a
I
file
see it now.
icon. Yeah.
Yeah, now I see stash.
So yeah, 11 bulk seems like a lot, but that's true. It's 2 bulk for the glaive, 2 for the gazarm, 2 for the retribution axe, 2 for armor. You have a breastplate and leather armor.
Yeah, I should either sell or leave some stuff behind. What's this retribution axe?
That was a
it's
piece
from the
that
Drake.
yeah.
Yeah, but you might want to consider either dropping another or leaving another weapon in town, or selling the retribution axe.
Can I stash it at the moment and decide later? Because this
Yeah,
looks
of course.
cool.
Toss it in the stash. You should be able to just drag and drop it. Yep, there you go.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep the Kisam. And
And now you're back
really
to
wear breastplate.
bulk 7 now.
Definitely gonna sell the breastplate.
Wait, really? Because
Very
you want
heavy,
to,
no?
yeah, but you want to wear the leather armor over the breastplate?
I thought I had
I think you had just
I
recently
have
changed from the leather to the breastplate.
I thought I had something else. But yeah, no, definitely. Breastplate equipped.
Yep, and then you can stash the leather armor. Yep.
But I thought I had half plate or something like that before. I don't know why.
There's still a weapon potency rune listed here that has been transferred to your Gazarm, so I'm just gonna remove that from your sheet.
Mm-hmm.
What else? A couple of potions. Yeah, again, everybody make sure you grab potions because the stash will be closed as we move into the dungeon.
Wait, I think I remembered something that I wanted to do. The Ottardo has healer's tools.
He does have a kit, yeah.
Yeah, and I think Souma will need to get her own. So she won't find herself again in the case when she really has to use battle medicine but can't. Before we leave, I think I will grab one of those gold
Sam,
from
you
the
carrying a
stash.
lot of Sam, you're also carrying a lot of bulk right now. I see that you're carrying a lot of weapons.
Yeah, he could drop a few, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I can also leave the dagger. Like when the blowgun was just for go. Blowgun dust can go. Shining sling bullets I'll keep it because I was going to fling them with telekinetic projectile once upon a time.
I think
And they're
messed up healing potions. That's okay. I can fix it. I accidentally grabbed a bunch of them and then deleted them. Let me try this again.
they
I
were
can add like one to my inventory without moving the whole bunch. Okay, good. There, it worked. Lucca hesitantly takes one of the potions just as an emergency, in case he needs to throw it at some undead.
Takes one of the grenades,
Yeah.
essentially. All right. Okay. So now I think we're finally ready.
Yep.
Okay. So where do you want me to fast forward to?
I think we can go back to where we had the last fight, the library.
All right. I still need an exploration activity from Birke.
There was a tab for exploration activity, or what did you say earlier?
Yes. So that's the second tab, the exploration tab.
Aha, get in party. Okay. We're going down to a library, right? I'm gonna
Yep.
scout.
All right. So let's see. That does seem
This
to be one.
sheet is amazing.
Yes,
Yeah,
I know. I really love this, and it has the list of the languages and shows me who speaks which language of the
Yeah.
knowledges.
Got
It's
the best skills. Who's got the best skill in the party? That's great.
yeah, the senses, and keeping track of the hero points and everything. It's yeah, I think I'm gonna have this open a lot. All right, here we go. Back down, down, and ever down into the belly of the Gauntlight Keep. And we find ourselves back on that library floor, in that long hallway where hundreds of stone shelves are carved into the walls. There are, of course, many gaps in the collection, but there's still a staggering number of books and scrolls and folios that are remaining. Signs hang above several doors that lead out of this hall, and a faint blue glow flickers beneath a sign to the south. Of course, the signs of your recent battle are still quite evident. However, there are no bodies left. Instead, there's just bloody trails. Like, obviously, the bodies have been dragged out of this hallway, and the the tracks lead in various directions. One actually leads back the way that you came in here. Let me see where you came down. So yeah. So remember the haunted reading room? They lead even further south from there. Another bloody trail leads to the east, and another set of bloody trails, actually multiple, lead north and around the corner.
Oh, well, uh,
Do we see signs on the doors on this level? The ones that we can see here?
Well, which one do you want to start with?
This one, just north.
Where is your way of pointing? Okay, this one. Um, yes. So right above this door, there's a sign. Let me see what exactly it says. And it says repair storage.
Repair, you said.
Yes, repair storage.
That sounds innocuous enough.
what language is it written in?
In common.
Very well. And the one down here?
Which one are you? The one to your left here? Let me see. That one says workroom.
Well, we have a decision ahead of us, I suppose. When we first came in here, it is because we were in hot pursuit of the phantasmagorical essence
Mhm.
that was leading us through this room. But obviously, a day has passed, so we must ask ourselves, do we wish to continue seeking out wherever that uh, spirit was leading us, or do we prefer to more methodically check these rooms and ensure we leave nothing behind?
Well, I mean, last time that we have left this unquiet spirit for a day, it continued to guide us, so I believe we can assume that it will wait until we're done here.
Very well. Perhaps we would do best to go door by door, so to speak, and ensure that we miss nothing.
Mhm. Uh, by the way, while we're walking, Somo once again she will cast light on Birke, and she actually will grab the the wayfinder that we found in the treasure, and will also make it glow for herself. So she will, if I can do that.
The
Oh,
Wayfinder? I think so. I mean, I think you have to invest. Is that right?
oh, I mean, yeah, I can afford it. I mean, I don't have anything invested, so basically I will uh, keep a light on Birke and a light on myself with this easy exploit.
Oh, that's why you mean if you can do that.
Yes.
Who's? Yeah, I guess that's fine. Yeah.
I am also continuing to carry a lantern. Just, well, Ottardo, you're the official door opener of our little gang. Why don't you pick?
Uh, well, he'll go to the closest one to him.
Someone will prepare her instrument and
All right.
And he will give it a try.
All right. Open it up. And inside, well, first of all, you are greeted by the smells of, like, it's almost comforting. You smell various chemicals that are used in preservation and repair of books and tomes of any sort. And you find shelves on the wall containing iron sorting racks, jars, and all manner of bookbinding tools.
well, someone will like look from the door, saying like, "Well, is anything there?"
Who are you asking? Are you asking
Well,
Ottardo or are you
yes,
asking
yes.
me?
Yes, someone asked Sortal.
Oh, Sam just said his computer crashed.
Ah.
That's
Well, I
good.
guess it was something very important, something inconceivable.
My god, something has paralyzed him. He's just standing there staring.
Uh, uh,
As if frozen by some sort of spell.
Yeah.
His eyes have gone a strange shade of blue.
Something about 404?
There's some sort of error reports reading in them.
it's a death effect. Blue screen of death effect. Right?
Uh, Nothing reading in magic in there. Nothing reading magic through the door.
Ooh, sorry, did I miss that? Were you did you set yourself to detecting magic? Oh, you did. I'm so sorry. No, as a matter of fact, there are two scrolls. Actually three scrolls in total, but two of them seem to be holding the same spell. You can tell by just how similar the writing looks. And all, yep, so three magic scrolls.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, Lucca is like, I'm picking up something. There's search around in there for the magic. Then he'll switch to read aura until he can identify the scrolls that are magical, and then he'll snatch those up.
Does read aura essentially work like read magic, so you literally just know what it is?
It doesn't identify the item for you.
Okay, but the
Uh,
school,
it
I
tells
see.
you the school.
All right, so the two scrolls that seem to be the same spell are of the transmutation school, and
Mm-hmm.
the one that stands out as different is of the divination school.
Fascinating. We have some transmutation scrolls and one divination scroll. Uh, I can attempt to identify them, but it will take some time. I don't know if we want to delay right now or just stash them.
Or we can always take them to someone back in Otari and ask them for help.
I'll have you know I'm perfectly capable of identifying these. Maybe.
Oh, look at that. So if the spell is a common spell from your spell list or a spell you know, you can spend a single recall knowledge action and automatically succeed at identifying the scroll's spell.
Oh, okay.
If it's not, you must use identify magic. So let's see that again.
In that case, I'll give them a quick look over and see if I recognize either of them from my. Does it have to be? It's from my spell list. Did you say?
It says list, yeah, from
Oh,
your spell list or a spell you know. If it's a common spell from your spell list or a spell you know.
got it. Okay.
So in that case, you do identify the two spell scrolls as scrolls of mending, second level,
I
and
just bought one of these.
you're
Okay.
using the occult. No, you're using divine.
I am divine.
You have the divine list. Okay, so then the third one you would have to identify.
Although I technically I have chill touch and read aura, which are occult spells for me, but the rest of my main list is divine. Um,
Okay, so I don't think it's on your list then.
yeah. Okay. Well, there's second level mending spells. Is that what you said?
Yeah, 2 second level scrolls of mending.
Okay, I will add those to my sheet. Unless there's somewhere I can drag them from.
I
Is there like a
don't
redactor?
think so. No, wait.
That's fine.
Actually, yes. Hold on. Um, can I make that visible? Yes, I can. Here we are. And I hope that,
Out of the way!
yeah,
Move! I'm taking these until such time as we know what they all are. And this unusual one. Sam, are you back yet?
Yes, sorry.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Then I won't waste 10 minutes trying to identify the third one right now. But I will hold it up for Souma and say, "Is this on your spell list? Spend one
Oh,
action recalling knowledge."
that. I believe what's the spell is called, so isn't right?
yeah, you automatically succeed if it's on your list. So, if you do you use the occult list? You sure about that?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So then you can identify it as a hypercognition spell.
Ooh,
So let me demystify this. There we go.
hypercognition. What's up? Sounds fancy.
You can instantly use up to 6 recall knowledge actions as part of casting the spell. For these actions, you can't use any special abilities, reactions, or frame global. So yeah, it's speed reading.
And no
Would you prefer to hold on to this one then, Souma?
no, but I don't think we will ever have to have the need to use it in the dungeon, but why not?
Who knows? Or maybe Birke would like it, but I guess she can't cast it easily.
Not really. I can cast detect magic.
Pretty sure Morbid would be very keen on having this scroll in session 1. It will help.
Yeah, can I just give it to you? Does that work? Nope,
I
I can't move
no,
two items.
when I could move items characters when I kind of was owning one of characters.
Right, I need to own you. I don't own you.
Yeah,
You could
that's
drop it
nice.
in the stash.
Yeah,
Do not
maybe
own
you can try to drop it on my token.
I already tried that, but I will just put it in the stash and you can grab it from there, I suppose. Scroll of hypercognition.
Ottardo will give a little look in the room while our casters are checking out the scrolls.
All right. So you're searching the rest of the room, but there's nothing else that seems to be of use to you, unless you have any bookbinding on your to-do list.
Okay then.
Downtime activities. Restore old books.
Yes. Picked up a new hobby.
Ranging with wisps that floating around us.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. I think it's somehow tied to Ottardo's aura.
I think it's your aura, because when
I'll
I'm
look back.
more than yes, when I get close to you, they appear.
Don't appear around.
Oh well. I guess we can go try. What did the other door say? Workshop?
Workroom or something.
Workroom. Okay, well. He'll try the door, which seems locked or stuck.
Sorry about that. All right. So where are we? Are we trying this door?
Yeah.
Yes.
This door is locked.
Well, Miss Souma.
No. He will like, walk forward, pulling some her hair and
Hold on a second. I'm sorry.
I would kill, but then would
All right. You should have been prompted for the roll. I don't know. You don't need to.
sorry, I
Yeah.
missed it in
But
the
it
chat.
was a regular failure. So yeah, it's not easy. Only
Assuming I can try again.
yeah,
But
it's a
it
regular
doesn't
failure. So I believe he should
We
be.
didn't find any keys on any of the dead ghouls, did we? I think we searched them.
I'm sorry, I fell in the full set right here. I'll start over. No, there's a lot of security pins in this lock.
Maybe we shall find a key elsewhere.
Yeah, fuck this. I can. Waste of time. Ottardo, do the honors.
Oh, well, that's also a way to do it, I suppose.
Sure, he'll try to give it one good shoulder bash.
Okay, you try to force it open, and it almost gives way, but it doesn't quite seem to budge.
Well, maybe we can come back to it later.
All right.
What are these things that we see here? The sort of like
Like
piping or something like that, or I don't know.
I think that's just some creative license here. I wouldn't pay too much attention to that.
Okay. Well,
It,
do we
it look-
see?
It looks like the doors, but there is no door here. It's just an open hallway.
Okay. Do we see signs above the three doors here?
Yes, and above the one that you're standing in front of, it says safety with a carving of leaping flames. And all the way here, the end, we see the southern door is labeled as Scrivener's office, or is it Scrivener? Scrivener?
Scrivener.
Scrivener's office, and the one leading east is labeled personal quarters. Sorry, I need to run again. It's just my kids are so needy today.
Yeah, no problem.
Go for it.
Oh, right now, when it's what is actually any shield or around us?
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm trying to figure out if it would be maybe the no the range at which he can react should be 15 feet, so it should be 1 square farther. So I don't know what that would be.
it's when I mouse over you, I see a 10-foot aura.
That should be the one that's like a banner, a purple banner.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think it's doing both. I think it's doing the banner and it's also doing the little shield. Because I know there's a whole slew of animated effects for this that are
Yeah.
keyed to different abilities. So it's probably just automatically tied to your ability. And the game, I don't know, it's like not smart enough to realize that there's also an icon there. It's just
Maybe.
automatically set up to do that.
All right, I'm back for now.
Well, maybe we can try the first one, even though it sounds a bit ominous. Safety and flames.
The question is it a sort of fire suppression system to protect the library, or a sort of fire ignition system to destroy the library in the event of invaders like us? I'm unsure which.
That would be would that not be a very extreme reaction for a bit of burglary to burn down your house to thwart some burglars?
Well, frankly, everything about this place has been rather extreme, has it not?
That's very true.
And now you are actually raising my hopes about burning this place to the ground from the below ground.
Uh, well, I guess Ottardo will give it a try.
Oh, okay. Luca raises his hand for 1 second and then just puts it down as Ottardo opens the door.
He'll step to the side to allow someone with light.
Just hold on, please. Okay.
And this is while we're taking a break.
That's awful.
I'm sorry, this is gonna stop in a little bit. Maya's running errands, and when she gets back, she'll wrangle the kids. Okay, so you open the door, you stepped aside so that Soma could shine some light in there, and you find several buckets of sand and a number of large barrels that crowd a cramped little storeroom. There's a simple wooden case with a closed lid that is attached to the back of the door.
Simple page, closed lid. Oh,
Simple wooden case.
case. Closed lid. I am not sure how to interpret that.
Well, Birke, give me a library lore roll.
Indeed. Once again.
Definitely fire suppression and safety, but to what nature?
Sorry.
Yeah, so Birke, you can explain to the others or remind the others that library's greatest threat is or are the elements like water and especially fire. So you're not surprised to see a room with lots of fire suppression, means of fire suppression, and you wouldn't be expected to see lots of the budget of a library to go into such means.
They certainly did seem to go out of their way to ensure that this was well kept.
Mm-hmm.
What of that
Yeah.
case on the back of the door?
Case at the back of the door.
There's a case. Is there anything in it?
Let me see. Someone will actually, for vision, your magical hand to send it into the cramped room and try to open this case in the back. It's been a while since I used the mage hands. Good occasion.
Yeah, okay, let's say you can do that in this case because it's not latched or anything, so it's easy enough to move the lid and out falls a a baton about a foot long, covered in runes and etchings.
Ooh.
Let's retrieve it then.
What kind of runes and etchings?
Magical kind.
Actually, the mage hand can grab magical items. Lucca and Souma.
Oh, what have we here?
See, seems to be a magical rod of some sort. Even the theme of this room, I suppose, some sort of I don't know. Probably a rod of
Deadly,
great water.
something deadly.
Right. Well, let us have a look. See.
Put us together to see.
Let us
I
put our
don't-
brains together, Suma.
Does that work?
The,
Do you have any?
well, it puts it. I think inventory.
Try.
Yes, I can. Unusual object in my inventory.
Yes. So you're welcome to try and identify this unusual object.
What am I best suited? Probably religion. Although I suppose it is more likely to be arcana than anything. But
It's written. Wisdom, so
I shall do a religion roll.
Well, none of you figure it out.
well, in that case, Soma will close her eyes and bring it down on the corridor in that direction and see what happens.
What are you doing?
So you're trying to activate it blindly?
Yes,
Okay, how does that work?
I don't know.
He is doing it blindly. Activate an item.
Hmm.
Uh,
You must have spoken. It can be used for his action. I can. It's annoying like a star. Sweet. Wand.
You can assume that nothing happens. Complicated.
Well, you spend the wand for the day is what may happen.
It's a wand.
Oh, we've learned something already.
Let's see. Activate an item.
To cast a spell, it must be on your spell list because you're the one casting your spell. Use your spell attack roll and spell to see spells of your tradition. Let's see if it's on your spell list. Otherwise, you can't do it. I'm sure. I don't think it is.
Hmm.
So if it doesn't have the occult tag, then it's not on your spell list. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Then you just kind of swing it around, but nothing happens.
Here, Souma,
So-
give me that.
Yeah, someone like opens with her one eye, like another, like, oh well, yeah, you can try.
Lucca will take it and he will read aura on it.
All right.
Probably the first thing I should have done, but
So the spell is, the spell contained within. I mean, it is a wand. I think so much is obvious. And the spell contained within is of the abjuration school.
oh, it should be fairly safe then. Lucca will try casting it blindly.
Right. But it also doesn't respond to you. Seems to be of the
Oh.
wrong tradition.
Versus. Well, this is useless for all of us, clearly. You hold on to it, Souma, and we will muck about with it later.
Oh, yeah, someone will tuck it in. Oh, yeah.
Okay, and the rules for wands are just like for scrolls. If it's on your list, so if it's a common spell on your list, or it is a spell you know, you automatically succeed at identifying it. Just,
Oh, okay.
just so we know. All right. What's next?
I guess we can try the office, which you said is the one south.
Yes, it is, and that is where some of the bloody trail leads to.
Oh,
I prepare my instrument.
all right. Ottardo will try it.
All right. Okay. So you open the door, and you find, well, what may have once been an office, and may have once served as a writing studio, even. But today, its condition has been all but obliterated by dozens of tiny swatches of skinned flesh marked with tattoos. Judging by the workspace on the table in the middle of the room, these tattoos have been placed post-mortem, with a swath of pale skin stretched over the desk, sporting a half-completed image of a sinister woman. And there is a ghoul sitting at that desk, and he's like hunched over as he's working on another patch of skin. You can see next to him the remains of one of the ghouls that you fought when you first came into this level. Eviscerated, like parts of the body already missing, parts of its skin have been carefully um, removed, and that ghoul there with that leather apron and all of those fancy knives, um, and little sets of needles is just sitting there and is like very carefully working on this little piece of skin that he's holding on to as he looks up and he says something in undercommon, which I can actually check if you know now. And I don't think you do. No. So he just looks up ever so briefly, and he just says something, just kind of holding up his hand for a second before carefully continuing his work.
Ottardo will turn to his companions and mouth like, "Cool."
Yeah, we can see that.
Well,
No, actually, no.
we can't actually see that, but I'll take your word for it.
What should we do?
So he's not immediately hostile.
No, he seems very focused on his work.
Uh,
Should leave it alone for a while later.
He seems very busy. That would be rude.
Yeah, and
What's the-
we also move a barrel from that room to the door.
Hmm.
was was there anything else in there, Ottardo?
I couldn't get a good look because I don't have a light source on me.
Oh, right.
So maybe we should give them light source.
Yeah.
I'm
Like
still
glowing glaive.
I'm still in control of Ottardo's oil. He's my wayfinder. Your inventory.
Oh,
So
thank you.
doing so now, it could have basically let's put lights.
Is that enough light on Ottardo?
Maybe luminous being he is.
Wait, thank you, Soma. Shall we maybe leave him be and try elsewhere, or should we check that place again?
I think we should probably nail the door shut.
That I can do actually.
So is that what you do?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as you start working on that, a few moments later, the door opens up, and a very angry ghoul stands in front of you and just starts dressing you down, like really yelling at you, all of that in the language you don't really understand. Um,
You have to be quiet. Library etiquette.
and he just keeps on like shoving this piece of skin that he's been working on into your face and just like and keeps on yelling and then slams the door shut in front of you.
We're in a library.
Yes, perhaps let us not be rude.
Can you try
Maybe
knocking this time?
maybe we just move on for the moment. He doesn't seem particularly
I mean, we could just try knocking, the polite approach.
well, I mean, but we already know he's in there.
Yeah,
We
maybe
can't
he'll react
understand
differently.
we can't understand what he say anyway.
Then let's try communicating slowly and loud. That always works.
Really should find some way to yes.
Communicate.
Yes. But let's find the other door before we go
Yes.
All right.
looking about.
And you open the other door and step inside, and the
Oof.
room, well, it holds three plain beds that are, however, awkwardly stacked against the west wall of this room as you turn around the corner. Here we go. And there's only really room for a single low table heaped with foul-smelling chunks of flesh and bone. And it's here where a large amount of one of the ghouls that you've slain has been like just splattered across the table. And there's 3 ghouls that are just gorging themselves on the remains of their compatriot. And as you step into the room, they all look up, like the blood and flesh and blackish viscera of the ghouls still dripping from their jaws, and they just hiss at you. What do you do? I'll give you an action to decide if you just want to.
Well, these guys look like the ones that attacked us before, right?
Yeah, but they seem to, you know how the first time you came here, they were almost like they were still going through the motions of being librarians or scholarly in some
Ah,
ways. And these have just at this point, like they're just completely giving in to their base or cravings, and they're just going to town on that corpse.
Mhm.
Ottardo is going to start by raising his shield.
All right, and that'll be enough of a hesitation in their eyes for them to defend their spoils. So let's go. We'll put everyone in. Oh, what's this? Everyone into the initiative tracker.
I guess today
Which
Ottardo learned that ghouls can eat undead flesh too.
Well,
some ghouls can. Looks like
Hey, look at that.
off to a good start.
Ooh, I like those dice. Who's got the black dice?
Those are mine. There's you can set it up in the dice
Mhm.
dice settings. All right. Oh, cool. It also now gives me the XP in the combat encounter tracker. So I don't have to use that macro anymore. Nice. Okay, so I mean, given the order of events here, I think we'll start the round with Ottardo because the rest is just kind of. Well, actually, one of the ghouls should act first. But the Birke, Lucca, the rest of you, you're still like in the back. You don't really understand what's going on in front of there. You probably hear like that hissing sound, and you hear like the wet sounds of the ghouls feasting on the remains. Um, but you don't really have any reason for concern really until now, which is when one of the ghouls, like Ottardo raising his shield, takes this um, as a threat in some ways and leaps forward at Ottardo to attack with its jaws, biting you for 5 points of damage, and I will need.
He will shield block that.
Okay, how much of
Which
that is getting
I
blocked?
the whole thing, I believe.
That would be, yes, completely absorbing the 5 points. That was very good for you. So the rest you hear, like, you hear that hiss, you hear the scuffle inside, you hear the metal clank as Ottardo is defending himself against some sort of attack. So Soma, I'll say that's enough of a threat for you to act.
Yeah. Uh, Someone momentarily prepares to correct the music again, but then she like looks at the door near which she stands and thinks otherwise. She steps in and oh wow, tries to not to puke, and then hands to her remaining actions to cast the telekinetic projectile on this ghoul.
All right. Yes.
Oh,
There you go. So yeah, so you dislodge a piece of bone from the carcass and hurl it towards one of the ghouls, and you actually hit. Roll for damage. Wow. Yeah, pretty solid hit, crunching the bone, the ghoul's skull, and that is your turn. Okay, I moved Birke and Lucca in the initiative because let's say that you were basically just waiting for whatever to happen. So now it's Birke's turn.
Brick is gonna run into the source of the commotion, as per usual. Try to identify what we're seeing, and yeah, comes to a panicked stop when she sees the ghouls, and she's going to cast to the hunt prey. Sorry.
Okay, well, you do want to finish your movement first because you can't stop where you are right now.
But I can't go anywhere else because here's Butterworth, right?
I think it's
What? It's just webs.
foreground, yeah.
Right. Cool.
There you
And then I do the Monster Hunter, so I will do a recall knowledge.
Okay, that is a religion.
Right. And is it already?
Hmm?
So I'm just trying to make sure that I roll it correctly because I should get a bonus.
Just roll for now, and then we can figure out if there needs to be a bonus on it.
'Cause I get a +2 circumstance bonus to I don't know, and recall knowledge about prey and a +1 circumstance. So I should be getting a +2 circumstance. Yes, there we go.
15. Okay, yeah. So I mean, you do notice that there are ghouls, and you're they are flesh-eating undead. You're not surprised to see them eat one of their own, because really flesh is flesh to them, and you know that there are some ghouls, um, or there are stories about ghouls where they've kind of turned themselves into connoisseurs of which flesh to consume and how to really um, bring out the flavors, but you're quite convinced that at their core they are just creatures of pure evil that would feast on any kind of recently deceased flesh.
All right. Well, I will. That just reinforces my belief that they should be quickly dealt with, and I will attack this one with my gazelle.
Yeah.
Oosh.
Ooh, uh, it's a miss. So
And that's it.
that is it. Okay.
Yeah, because I did the move, the hunt prey, and the attack.
Yeah, Luca.
Well, cannot see what's happening, but everyone's rushing forward suddenly. 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh, well, it appears there's nowhere for me to go. So, 25, 30. Just back away and say, this appears to be a poor place to pick a fight. And I'm gonna use my second action to I can't even cast a spell because I can only really target Suma, and I don't think I can help her with anything right now. So just gonna keep backing up. And I guess use my third action. I'm gonna back into the fire suppression thing just in case, and use my third action to take cover, pressing against the wall. I just really, yeah,
All
no
right.
room to do anything else. So
Okay, Ottardo.
Ottardo will start by raising his shield. Then he will target the ghoul that was already injured. His warhammer. Ooh,
That was the effect.
That's a critical hit. And that is plenty of damage. Of course, you obliterate that ghoul.
well, he would have liked to follow Lucca and to pull the ghouls towards us, but doing so would leave Birke and Souma exposed, so he's not gonna do that. And instead, he's just going to take another swing at the ghoul left here.
Okay.
-5 and miss.
And you miss. All right. And then it's one of the ghoul's turns. The one from the back leaps forward. That one is away. And leaps forward and tries to attack Birke. Leaps and then strikes with its jaws, and it misses. Then it follows up with a quick swipe of its claw, which misses as well. And then it is the third ghoul's turn, and he is going to continue to harass Ottardo. So he's just going to try to bite you, and he hits.
And again, Ottardo will use his shield.
Okay, so you block that. And then he follows up like trying to so you try to push him away with your shield, and he keeps on snapping its jaws at you, missing with its second one, and then as you're keeping it at bay, its bites at bay, its tongue licks around the shield, and then one of its claws comes striking at you and rips up your side for 8 points of damage. And I will need a fortitude save. All right, and you succeed at that, and then it is Soma's turn. I'm gonna have to pause again.
I think I'll just continue shooting the ghouls because last time projectile was pretty effective.
Yep.
Because I know, like, the moment I start playing loud music, that motherfucker from the tattoo salon will come back here. So.
That does sound likely.
So what is the plan? Apart from killing the ghouls, what's our end game?
Oh, well,
To kill all the ghouls?
yeah.
Clear the menace from Ottardo. But who's responsible for the ghouls? Someone must be behind this.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll her autism to know how ghouls, where the ghouls come from. When the Papa Ghoul and Mama Ghoul really like each other. Baby Ghoul.
Don't think that's how ghouls work.
I mean, do ghouls have a lifespan? Like, could they have been down here for the hundreds of years since the fight with
I mean,
Belcora?
but they would have run out of food or decomposed or something, no?
I mean, I don't know how ghouls work. Did they just get hungrier and hungrier, or
Yeah,
do
I
they
think
die
so.
of hunger?
I don't think. I mean, that's my out of character assumption. Just like persisting indefinitely as undead. Their hunger is motivating them, but it is not killing them. They're already dead. Events can never be sated. That's why it's horrible. You retain your conscience just a little bit to know that you are very hungry and maintain your reason, the reason why you want to eat people.
Yeah. I mean, what do we know? I mean, somebody was conducting experiments down here, a lot of them. Everything from the flesh warp upstairs to summoning devils like uh, the Zebub that we found, making constructs out of dead souls.
Yeah, I'm playing with my
Um,
dolls.
yeah, binding spirits into swarms. Like, I don't know. It just seems like a whole lot of mad science.
That's what I mean.
Probably.
So that's. Do we have any clues as to who it could be behind? Like now it's even involving Otari.
I don't think we have any idea what the hell is going on right now.
Did
We just
Otari have any enemies?
we just go down here to get punished.
Pretty much. We come down here to get punched.
Yeah.
I think
Otari. Yeah, if Otari knows anything,
I mean, the green ribbon of light is probably our only clue right now to.
really, yeah.
Well, Belcora is supposedly dead right now. So,
Oh,
I mean, we can assume that maybe some sort of her unquiet spirit risen up, but I mean, why it didn't risen up like decades ago when she was killed, and so something else must have happened to rouse the unquiet dead. So
yeah. The whole why now question several centuries later.
Yeah.
But
Something fishy is going on. And there's been attacks on Otari as well.
well, yeah, the uh
The
the
flute
light,
thingy.
the light shining on us. Yeah, I don't know.
We should inquire about that. I'm sure one of those colorful characters in town might know a thing or two.
Okay, sorry, but Maya's back now, so hopefully no more distractions. All right,
That's
Soma.
fine.
Soma, it's your turn.
Yeah, someone will cure one of her marble beads and toss it at another. Very conveniently came to the same place where she almost killed the first ghoul, so maybe
Mhm.
we'll get lucky again.
And ripping out a piece of the other ghoul, you send it flying and hit and damage. 12 points of
This
damage.
is the same
Oh,
damage.
nice. Pretty good. Move action, or is that it?
I think I will not doing. Well, actually,
Third
no.
action.
I will. Actually, I will move out because Sortardo intended to move.
Okay. Birke.
I'm going to press on the attack.
Ooh. And damage.
Oh,
That's
come on. Is that a
20.
0 or a 10? Ah,
That is enough to just impale that ghoul and slice it up as you do so.
see, that's what knowledge gives you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to attack this one now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And feeling a little overconfident here, you miss.
yeah. Switching targets can be tricky.
Yeah, but you do have a third action, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
Right.
no.
All right, Lucca.
Right. Well, I can hear the sounds of combat, but I can see nothing. Nothing has come out to me, so I'm going to. Oh, is there an opening? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Don't mind me, Soma. I'm going to. Oh, there's a dead one. There's a dead one. Uh, there's two dead ones. Firebolt, fire the last one. Didn't realize how many dead there were. Just shoot it. Or produce flame, not firebolt. It's a different system. Ah,
Critically hit.
that's how you do it. That
Third.
wasn't the critical damage, so.
There's still enough, though, as the flames just engulf the ghoul in its entirety, and it just it goes up in flames. And the smell of smoldering flesh fills the little chamber, um, and makes you gag. All right. And as that happens, that door to the south here opens up one more time, and you can see that it's the ghoul that was sitting in there doing its work, and you see that he has really lost his patience now, and he's just like shaking his head, and he's mad with rage, and uh um he has cast aside the piece that he was working on, and he is now ready to step out and cause some damage. So he walks up to the door, opens it, and I guess because he can. Can he do something cool? Not really. So he's just gonna, from where he is, Soma would have cover. So he's just kind of reaching out with a claw, trying to strike at you, sort of like an offhand strike. Hits you by 4, so that should hit for 10 points of damage.
Oof.
And then it's Ottardo's turn.
Ottardo will raise his shield, will stride into position. And I just need to check the wording on shove exactly. That's
I don't think you have a
the
hand free. You have a shield and a weapon.
the hammer has the shove trait.
Oh,
I
okay.
think.
So you can try
Yes,
an
it does.
athletics check.
But I want to check if it's always just away from you or if it can be to the side. It does not say where. Oh no, that's
I-
the trait. The action, you push a creature away from you.
You push your target back 5 feet. I think that's, has to be further away from you than when you started, is what I think that says.
So it couldn't be like to the side. I couldn't shove him this way.
No, I think you could shove him here, here, or
Okay,
here.
okay, that works. Yeah. So he will attempt that. Athletics. Where are the skills? Athletics. And he should have a +1 item from the weapon potency. Adding that in, okay.
Okay, against his 42 DC. That is enough. So it's a regular success, which means you push him back 5 feet. Dealer's choice. So
In the open space there, yeah. And it says that you can stride after it, and Ottardo will take the opportunity to step into the room here.
all right.
Why can't I do it? Oh, because I don't have the correct tool. Okay. And that's his turn.
All right. So you shove him back into the room. Soma.
Okay. Yeah, but a little bit broke my plans here because I kind of wanted to like either attack him or maybe cast Forbidding Ward, and now I can't do either of those things. But at least I can start playing. Inspire Courage it is.
All right. Anything else?
I think I can move here, so now I can actually see what's going on. And as my third action, Soma will try not to puke because she now sees it is.
All right. Birke.
I'm
Don't
going
forget
to
the
move, try and follow the noise of the commotion.
Don't forget to apply the Inspire Courage.
Oh, quick. Oh, wait, went the wrong way. Oops. All right. Run right at it.
You jump on the table. Is that what you do?
Yes.
Right. So you jump on the table and you stomp all over his tattooed artwork, all the meticulously prepared pieces of leathery skin, and all of the intricately designed figures and symbols that he has tattooed onto them. You just kind of jump on it and
With
squish.
my dirty boots.
Yeah, with your heavy, dirty boots, and you can see the ghoul just go. He just raged out of his mind.
And I stab at it from the table with my kiss.
Okay.
No, how'd I miss so much for my dramatic? Do I not get some kind of advantage from being from a
Yeah, but
high
not
position?
not enough. You missed by 5. So.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Do you think you have a third action? No, that was probably 2 moves
I
to hit.
jumped. Yeah.
Yeah.
With movement with jump.
All right, so maybe seeing him be so upset about it gave you a split second of a guilty conscience here and
Yeah.
affected your stab. Lucca.
Well, bit crowded in there, but I can see him at least a little bit, so I guess we're gonna do a little more flame production. It's a
Mm-hmm.
classic.
Sure is. And you strike
Nice.
through and burn him for 11 points of damage. Maybe his leathery smock gives him a little bit of protection, but he seems barely injured.
Why do I have a really cool graphic on me right now?
That's the inspire.
It's fire courage.
Inspire. Oh, that looks awesome. Okay. Yep. That's third action. I pat Suma on the back and say, "It's okay. Vomiting is a natural reaction in this case, from what I understand."
Right. So what he's going to do is he's so enraged about Birke's um, complete lack of respect for his work that he is going to just try to shove her off the table. Um, so we're rolling athletics versus the fortitude, is that right?
Yep.
So, okay, here it is. And Birke's 42 DC, so your fortitude modifier is 9, which means your 42 DC is 19. So he succeeds and he pushes you off the table. So you kind of take a tumble backwards.
Ow.
I'm gonna give you a reflex save. Basically reflex to grab an edge.
Right.
18, that's enough. So you kind of tumble backwards, and it's not from that far up, so you manage to land on your feet, even though it is awkwardly, but you don't fall prone. And then
Cool show of fitness.
yeah, and then he leaps at you. I assume the shove has the attack trait, right?
Yes.
Okay, so he'll just leaps at you, furious. It's going for your throat. And hits for
Oof.
23 points of damage.
Ottardo is going to intervene here. He
Mhm.
will grant Soma resistance 5 against
I'm
that
fine.
damage. I'm sorry, Birke. He will grant Birke resistance 5 against that damage.
No, it's Homa.
And
So,
he
oh
he
right,
will
and you,
also, yeah,
yeah,
he will also take the opportunity to take his step and attack against the ghoul
okay,
and whiff.
a critical miss. All right. So then it's only 18 that come through for Birker, so it's 18 points of damage and a fortitude save. And another fortitude save.
Oof.
Okay. So what happens is that Birker, you're kind of like taken by surprise by this sudden outburst of frustration and rage by this ghoul who has so far actually seemed rather composed, and you are um, horrified to notice as his jaws draw blood that the wound quickly starts to emanate a strange sense of paralysis, which takes over your entire body, and you find yourself being paralyzed. So at the end of your turn, you will be prompted for another save, which will get progressively easier. But for now, you're basically frozen in place. You can't really act except to recall knowledge. You can use only mental actions. Um, so for that, you're basically walked. Okay, then it's Ottardo.
Ottardo will raise his shield and we'll take a swing at the ghoul.
That's a hit for 8 points of damage.
And then last action. He's just going to try again.
Good call. And
Oh, yeah. I rolled the wrong damage.
oh, what should have been?
That was a shield bash, so it should have been a D8 instead of D4. I'll
Okay.
just roll again the damage.
Yep, there we go. All right. Yeah, so you start clobbering the ghoul tattoo artist, and he is visibly injured at this point. Hold on a second here. I'm gonna have to do some bookkeeping. All right. That was Ottardo's turn, and then it's Soma.
Right. I'm encouraged right now. Let's. I don't think the settlement can help right now. And my restoration won't work, so I will just toss a marble bead at you and projectile him.
All right. And do you use some of his artwork as the projectile? Is that what you're saying?
No. I use one of my marbles.
Of the marbles, okay. All right. So yeah, that just goes slamming against the wall in the back. And third action, or no, you inspired.
That was
okay. Okay. Any mental
I
action?
am paralyzed.
Yeah. Any mental actions? Anything?
Well, recall knowledge would help.
You can always recall knowledge, sure.
Mm-hmm.
So in that case, once again, religion. 24. Well, I mean, there's nothing really that you can say. I mean, this is clearly an unusual kind of ghoul who has taken up an unusual profession or artistry. But you can't quite make sense of it. I mean, you just saw that gets very upset about messing with his work.
I regret that decision.
Did you just get prompted to re-roll your check, or did?
No.
Okay, then let me do that for you. Hold on. At the end of your round, you get to re-roll that fortitude save against the paralysis. So go for it. And you fail. Okay. So, but the DC goes down consistently. So it was just 21 now. It'll be 20 in the next round. Okay. Nope. Sorry. Actually, it's Lucca's turn.
Does he have anything in his hands right now? Oh, actually, you know what? I can't. I just realized I can't see him. So let me move up.
Yeah, but he doesn't. No, he does not.
His hands are empty. He's injured. I'm probably not going to take him down, but Birke is, and she's still paralyzed, right?
It's pretty clear, yeah.
Yeah, she's frozen in place. That seems bad. I'm going to try a different tactic, different spell. I'm going to cast Charitable Urge.
Charitable urge. Okay. Concept manipulate divine enchantment, incapacitation, mental. Let me see. Weaknesses, undead traits. Is there anything I should know about that? Probably not. And it all starts with a will save. Let's roll that first. So regular success. So was as it wrestles with the urge. Yeah, I guess so. That's what you see. Like you cast what? What's
I
that?
think there should be a failure. I don't know why it's a success.
Oh, is it doing that thing again?
It crossed out failure and then it says
Yeah.
success, so I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Does the creature maybe have one of those abilities that let you upgrade, like I don't know what's
Yeah.
called, Juggernaut and things like that?
Let me see. Does it have anything of the
What's
sort?
the one for will?
I wonder if it's anything in its traits, because undead traits or the ghoul traits. I don't see anything about that. Oh, is it maybe the incapacitation trait? An ability with this trait can take a character completely out of function.
Ah,
Any creature of more than twice the
yeah,
spell's level treats the
yeah,
results of that check to prevent being incapacitated by the spell as 1 degree of success better.
that would do it. Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Wow,
That's
yeah,
man.
fascinating.
yeah. Incapacitation has been a big discussion regarding the effectiveness of spellcasters.
Yeah, but it's amazing that the system is way more aware of all that than us. And actually, if I just hover over the success thing, it pops up incapacitation as the reason.
Oh,
So
Hmm.
there you
nifty.
go. It even tells you.
Yes.
Does it say
Nonetheless,
twice the
it
spell?
is not like it's unaffected because it just like is stunned by your attempt to make it do something charitable. And then it is its turn, and as it is stunned, it is really not doing anything. It can't act. Indicates how many total actions you lose.
It's just one, yeah. So it just loses one action essentially.
Each time you regain, but it says you can't act while stunned. Stunned usually includes a value which indicates how many total actions you lose.
Is
Each time
stunned
you
one.
each time you regain actions such as the start of your turn, reduce the number you regain by your stunned value, then reduce your stunned value by the number of actions you lost. It just seems that the first you can't act while stunned seems too extreme
That's
of a.
just that's the flavor text that sometimes is not very.
Oh, and it also says sometimes it might say stunned for 1 minute, in which case you lose all your action. Okay, so basically he just is slightly off, and a little surprised here, and maybe holds back his attacks a little bit, but he is going to continue to attack Birke because she really, really insulted him and his work here. So that's a strike of his claw to start out with, as he just
Oof.
brutally,
Aye, 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 aye.
flails at her. 28 points of damage to Birke.
Ottardo is going to use the reaction again, so that
Mhm.
should be only 23 damage.
Okay, 23. And then he misses, trying to use the opportunity to strike at the ghoul, but misses. And then Birke, he follows up with a snap of his jaws and
Oof.
hits by 0, actually. So if any abilities could anything, no. Then it's 14 points of damage. And as he brings down Birke, as is tradition, and it's Ottardo's turn. And you see, like, this guy is not stopping. He is really single-mindedly focused on ripping Birke to shreds.
You mean even after she fell
Yeah,
unconscious?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he is. You have no reason to believe that he would stop. He is
Okay.
just, yeah.
Oh, okay. So first raise shield. Second, Ottardo will swing at him,
Ooh, and that's a nice
Right.
hit.
and that's still not critical. Oh well.
Nope. And you
Uh,
strike his pale flesh for 12 points of damage.
and for the last action, um, Ottardo would like to um, try to smash his work table. Like he doesn't want to smash the table, but like mess up his work. Could I roll that into an intimidation? Basically,
Sure.
I want to
You want
enrage
to
him
pull his
as
act
much.
roll? Yeah, yeah, sure. You want to give him a reason to be
Yeah, to
upset with you. Nice, very nice. Okay, yeah, let's say that. So you basically you use a shield to clear off the table what is left, the stuff that has Birke's boot prints all over it. You just kind of brush it off the table, maybe flinging an insult at him as you do about this like these scribblings of a madman. And indeed, the ghoulish tattoo artist looks at what you're doing, and he lets off Birke, and he turns towards you and just growls. Soma.
Yeah, I, briefly, I thought there was actually a reaction for battle medicine to immediately run to Birke and try to work on her. But apparently I don't have it. I will find it later. So, okay, we'll first continue inspiring courage, and then she will move in. I said I will move in, and I will try to battle medicine work normally.
All right, you succeed and heal Birke for 8 points. Birke, you come to with 8 hit points and the wounded 1 condition. Actually, wounded 2, right? Did you go down with a crit?
Yeah. No, if you go down with a crit, it's dying that goes to 2.
Oh, okay, but then when you come back, it's still wounded 1. Yep, so it's
Yeah.
wounded 1. All right, so you're prone. You're at 8 hit points, wounded 1, but at least you're no longer paralyzed. Oh, no, that's not true. You're still paralyzed. I'm sorry. So basically, there's not much you can do this turn except for rolling your fortitude save again, and I will prompt you for that. Here you go. Nice, you succeed. So you can remove the paralyzed condition. And I guess I should have moved you after Lucca. So Lucca's turn comes now.
Okay, well, she's back up. Ottardo's drawn its attention. I think the best thing to do is to just keep setting it on fire.
Am I standing near Lucca?
Whoa.
Critical flames. Let's see the damage for that.
That's 2 hits and 2 crits today. Maybe just
Yeah.
dishing it out. Why am I not getting a prompt to roll the crit damage? I wonder.
I don't know,
Doubles.
but I can just double it here.
Yeah. 28
So
points of fire damage.
brutal amount of fire that you shoot his way, um, and it just engulfs him entirely and immolates him for a brief moment. as he takes those 28 points of damage. And now he should also get persistent.
Yeah, it is a crit, so there is. I almost forgot about that.
1d4 persistent. There we go.
On a critical success, the target takes double damage and 1d4 persistent fire damage. So, I don't know what else to do with my last action. He's already intimidated, so I guess I will.
Well, he's not shaking or anything because this was kind of it wasn't the demoralize action. This was a very
Okay.
specific thing that Ottardo wanted to do to draw his attention.
All right. Well, in that case, I'll try to put the frightened on him too.
Okay.
I imagine that he's wreathed in fire and he just sees Lucca's mask through the flames, just
Yeah.
gazing at him. And he's just gonna hit him with a look.
Show us that look.
Oh.
20 against his will DC is not going to be enough, I'm pretty sure. Oh, actually, that hits exactly.
Nice.
So yes, so he is indeed frightened 1. And for good reason.
Yeah, anyone would be frightened right now.
Yeah. It's his turn. He's on fire. He's frightened. He's angry. He is going to leap at Ottardo, trying to bite you, first of all. Succeeding to do so. 12 points of damage and a... Whoop, that's not the right one. Sorry. And fortitude save.
Okay, let's take the damage and roll the fortitude.
Okay, you succeed, and then he just goes continues to try to bite you in a feral manner, but misses with his second bite, and then finally strikes at you with one of his claws and misses with that one too. Okay, so I think I should get prompted for the... Yes, so there's 3 points of persistent damage that he takes, and then he rolls for recovery and
Oh
succeeds.
my god! Of course he does.
Of course he does. And unless at the end of his turns, he decreases the frightened by 1. Okay. All right, Ottardo, your turn.
Ottardo raises his shield and tries to put this thing out. Fails.
Misses.
Tries again.
Hey.
Oh, and crits. And
Ottardo
just...
smash!
Yes, indeed, Ottardo smash. You just bring down your Warhammer hard in a sweeping arc from high above, and you just smash the ghoul's skull, and it just kind of bursts before he even hits the ground, and is destroyed. 140 XP for each of you.
Yay.
Nice
140?
work.
Well done.
Sir Ottardo, please help, I can't hold her. She's sleeping.
Yes, Ottardo will move over and lay hands on Souma.
Birke, I assume.
Oh, why do I keep saying that?
Thank you. And I will also drink one of my healing potions.
This fellow was so dedicated to his craft, says Lucca, looking around at all of the bits of flesh, and he's like, I thought he might have been more civilized than the others, but it seems it matters not what your dedication might be. At the end of the day, you're still just a ghoul. He shakes his head.
someone makes a deliberate attempt not to look at anything.
Hmm. Well, Luca, as you look over his work and what has been like wiped off the floor and stepped on by Birke, you do spot here and there a couple of books um, that might be of interest to Morlebind. Mostly,
Oh,
of course,
goody.
mostly, of course,
Actually,
tattoo artistry and historical tattoos.
Might
So
these be considered valuable books?
they might be considered too bulk of valuable books.
Oh,
So feel free.
I will gather
I'll
those.
I'll take some.
Oh, you want one? Here, I'll take one and you can take one.
I think I'm already overloaded with healing. I can't carry books.
Did I add it? It's not here. Ah, yes, valuable books. One book.
Anything reading magic in here?
Just the magic of reading.
um, I'll take a look at his work. Um, Luca's definitely not quite as queasy about dead things.
Yeah,
So he's gonna peer over the flesh and see if there's anything of note about the tattoos.
yeah. So he's been apparently like skinning various creatures. You see that he's been using all sorts of materials. Of course, all of them skin of some kind. Um, but the motifs he's been tattooing are also quite varied. Some of them are just like geometrical patterns. But he apparently most recently has been focused on the depiction of a woman of some sort, like dressed in robes, very regal looking, powerful seeming, like an empress of some kind. You also notice that there are quite a few bits and pieces around that he had worked on that he must have subsequently nibbled on, like they've been chewed and some parts have been bitten off. So maybe that that comment you made on a ghoul in the end just being a ghoul um, proves itself once more.
Mm.
A ghoul by any other name.
Um, yeah, he'll point out the tattoos of the woman and show and everyone, and he'll kind of speculate. I wonder if he was making these for any particular purpose. Were they just objects d'art, or were they intended to be crafted into something? What
Are
was
you
he
saying
practicing?
someone might have commissioned them or ordered him to do it?
Seems a
Um, Birker,
fair.
Why don't you give me another knowledge religion or like a recall knowledge using the religion skill, or anyone really who's trained.
So this is also up Luca's alley a bit with religion.
Hmm.
I can try to inspire competence in you to make this.
Okay. Okay, Luca, it makes sense that you would know this, because the trauma of becoming an undead sometimes makes someone's memories from life, like kind of twists them and turns them into an exaggerated or more morbid version of whatever or whoever they were in life.
Hmm.
So you think that given that this was labeled, or this room used to be this scrivener's workshop, maybe he
Uh-huh.
used to be
He used
just
to be this scrivener and then just kind of
yeah,
altered his job.
yeah, and now in his undead existence, something inside of him still remembered that this was his job. This was what he left to do once.
Well,
I almost feel sad for it.
yeah. Luca explains that to everyone, and he kind of ponders over that, and he says, that would imply that these ghouls were once living folk who uh, evidently worked here until something changed them. I suppose that the same assumption could be made of those librarians who were merely continuing to carry out their duties from life. Strange.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least it's clear that they weren't being manipulated or controlled by someone else. So there was no nefarious purpose to this ghastly drawing.
Well, I
But
mean, they
still,
were all
something must have
killed
been
and turned
working.
into ghouls.
Yeah,
One might
I
call
mean,
that
but
somewhat manipulative.
there was no there's no symbology in the strange tattoos. It was just the obsessed scrivener.
Yes, there's nothing to this tattoo of a regal woman he keeps tattooing over and over again.
It's a memory.
But a memory of whom?
His wife? I don't know.
We've seen
Ah,
an
okay.
image, right? We've already seen depictions of
Lucora.
the lady of this tower. This
I think we've seen
Gauntlight.
some portraits and, from the top of my head, I don't remember if they depicted Belcora specifically.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
know on the first floor, I think we might have seen a portrait of her, because I think we saw her picture pop up.
I don't know really.
I,
If we,
I think I think it was in the little bit that was separated
Yeah, that sounds
from
right.
the rest.
There were like a few portraits. There was one of uh what's it called? In Flames, the city.
oh, Absalom.
Absalom was in
Yeah,
flames, and I think there was one of her as well.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. That if you've seen a picture or a portrait of some kind, it would have been there in the Hall of Portraits. Uh, yeah, a fourth and final portrait depicts a smirking woman dressed in a long green gown. Its plaque reads, "The Lady of the Light."
Is it does the image on the tattoo look like it could also represent the same woman?
He's not that good of an artist, but it's certainly a possibility.
Okay. Um yeah, he'll Lucca will point out if perhaps this ghoul, when he was a living man, laid eyes on the so-called Lady of the Light and has been uh, inscribing her image. Although you said this is recent work, his recent obsession seems to be that.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe
Yeah,
he's seen her recently.
that is an unsettling proposition. Well, is there anything cool we can steal from his dead body? Nope. uh, he looks around and he's like, ought we to try another door? Or do we need a moment to recuperate further?
Ottardo would propose that we go back up to the higher level and take maybe an hour to lick our wounds.
An hour? Very well. If you are injured, then let us do so.
Okay. I assume we'll eventually come back down here, so I'm not
Yeah.
going to move us anywhere. Okay, so you move up a couple of levels at this point, until you feel like you're in a spot that is safe enough to defend, and then you rest for an hour, you say?
Uh, More or less in 20 minutes, Ottardo should be back to full.
Okay.
And I would assume it would be 20 minutes for Birke too, and 20 for Soma.
well,
Okay.
I can try to treat my own wounds, I believe, as well. So
Do you have to? Can we keep it simple and just? I mean, if Ottardo has this ability, then let's just fast forward an hour or two and bring everyone back
Well,
to full health.
I don't mind.
Can I also throw out a few more attempts to identify that rod wand thing while they're healing?
Sure,
10-minute recall knowledge checks.
sure.
Um okay, I'll just put some out there whispered.
And that's already enough.
Oh,
It
okay.
is a wand of quench,
Oh,
which
Quench.
I
Well, I
guess
suppose that was predictable.
Yeah, more of the fire suppressant mechanisms.
Mm-hmm.
Quench is a, let's see, it is a second level spell.
Ooh, 1 second.
Uh,
Move me around if you need to move. Sorry, there we
of the primal school. Fascinating. Well, it will be a little use to any of us.
There's no way to like emulate that. Can you really just not use a wand from a different
You need the feat trick magic item.
trick magic item? Is that what you say?
I think that's what it's called.
Trick magic item. Yeah, that is a feat.
Besides, what good is it to put out fire?
Right. Okay, I'm gonna heal Birke back up to full,
You can probably also remove the wounded.
and in that moment, yep, she should also lose her wounded condition. Okay, anything else you want to do while resting and recuperating?
That's it for Ottardo.
Okay, we're coming back down here. Are we going back to the same room, or when you want to explore some other part of this section first?
I think we can continue from here.
Yes, we're already. Uh, yeah, there's a couple doors.
All right.
Do we see labels on these two? Or signs?
No, there are no labels on these. And I'll actually have to backtrack on the language of those. I didn't see that at first. They're actually written in a language you do not understand.
Okay. Well, if we are opening rooms that we don't know the use of, we may as well continue. And Ottardo will try this one.
Okay, yeah. So this one opens up into a long hallway, and as far as you can see, and it eventually is terminated by a single door on the far side.
Perhaps this side door before we go venturing off down any halls.
Yeah. And he'll try to.
oh.
Yeah, quite the sight in here. There's a desk, so it may have been an office at some point, but it has clearly been repurposed into a messy butcher's block. There is even a shiny silver hatchet that is wedged into the top of the desk, and bits of decaying pale flesh lie strewn about the room.
So, does the hatchet look special?
It does indeed. It is a +1 low-grade silver hatchet.
Huh.
So feel free to pick that up.
If no one objects, Ottardo would like to have that.
All right, so you grab it, you pull it out of the desk. It's still slightly slippery from all the gore and blood on it.
Um, shall we push deeper? He
Is there somewhere
asks.
else to go? Oh,
There is another door here.
Very well.
I'd have to
Obviously.
walk through the muck. Oh.
And you open it, and the smell that was hanging around that door should have prepared you for it, but nothing truly can prepare you for such a sight. Heaps of slowly decaying bodies, hung and stacked, like this former bedroom has been converted into a sick kind of meat locker. However, the bodies are clearly decomposing, which may be aging to the ghoul palate. Um, and yeah, but it's gruesome, disgusting, and most certainly unsanitary.
So
All right. I will ask Soma to roll either of these
Uh,
because of your downtime, not downtime, your exploration activity. You can
uh,
roll. You can do both.
well, it would be.
Yeah. You're just too disgusted by this, probably.
Makes sense.
can
Uses all her willpower to deny reality of this.
Mm.
can Ottardo tell how old, how long ago would
Okay.
these?
Yeah. Yeah. So you step in, and you inspect the bodies that are hanging here. Give me a fortitude save.
Yeah. Uh, oh, it's not giving me the prompt. I'll roll it normal.
Okay. Um. Yeah. So you like move some of the bodies around to get a better look at them, and you see that there's like blue blisters already appearing on the skin and flesh of these bodies. They all look to be Morlocks. There's 5 of them in total. Um, and they must have been here for a significant amount of time, given the state of decomposition.
Uh,
And stripped of their belongings, of course.
yeah. Uh, well, if he'll just take one quick walk around the room, and if nothing else pops up at him, he'll say a prayer and leave them be.
And that's what you do.
Sorry about that. I'm back.
Magic.
None that you register.
Lucca will close the door on that, sensing the discomfort of the others. Well, so it seems that the ghouls have been. There's been predation upon the Morlocks above. Interesting.
And
It's clear that.
Morlocks predated on those blue mice, so I guess it is a dungeon ecology in action.
I suppose so. It begs the question: what, if anything, is predating upon the ghouls?
I don't want to know the answer, please.
Ottardo would mention this is an oddly long corridor. He'll take one step in and give it a look.
Yeah, brace yourself for some kind of hazard, but nothing triggers, nothing bad happens. And Birke can give me a library lore roll. Well, Birke, you're not. I mean, if Ottardo makes that comment, you don't seem as confused about it because libraries sometimes have these little nooks and
Yeah,
these confined
unique
spaces where you can like
sections for different kind of books and storage and
yeah, and also to like sequester yourself away and just like pace up and down a long hallway with a book. That might be something that the readers in this library prefer.
Well, in that case, Ottardo will move forward.
All right.
One of those pacing hallways.
And yeah,
If
you
no one
end up
moves to follow the man.
Okay, you wait for your companions to catch up before
Yep.
opening the door and find a plain circular room, empty. There's an image of a moss-caked skull that adorns the eastern wall.
Is this like the one we saw one level above?
Let
I
me
think the one level above had the magical markings, maybe. Or I'm confusing it with something else.
Yeah, it's hard to tell the exact position of those rooms, but it certainly reminds you of another circular chamber you've seen that had a moss-caked skull image as well.
Magic?
None, surprisingly, because the room seems completely, without any use.
Strange architecture. Maybe further up its tower.
Actually,
Or
hold on for a second here. What are those messages?
Sorry, so yeah.
Let me see if there is any magic that you notice.
I mean, I think we successfully previously identified the other room as some sort of lift or elevator.
Oh yeah,
So-
yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I guess then yeah, you do notice the same aura as you did in that other room. Mm-hmm.
Likely another lift.
Or the
How
same
high
shaft,
is
just the bottom part of it.
it? It does seem like the same.
It could very well be.
If we look up, how high? Like, do we see a shaft extending up, or is it just like closed?
You can see at least like how far does your light shine? Your lantern is pretty far, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're like 30 feet up. You see the ceiling. And with the light of your lantern, you can like I said, it shines pretty far, so you can make out a lot of detail, and you see that that ceiling is actually not connected to the walls, so it
Mhm.
is conceivable that you're looking at the bottom of the elevator platform.
Ooh, maybe there's a way to call it.
Well, that answers that mystery. Suppose. Does the floor look like it's connected to the walls in this room, or does it look like this could also just be
It does.
another platform that descends?
No, this looks like it must be the bottom.
Okay, all right.
Let me double check that I'm not saying anything that's not actually correct. No, no, that is true. What I just said.
Okay. Uh, Realizing that Lucca's in the bottom of an elevator shaft with the elevator hanging above him, he's gonna quickly hustle to the other side.
Yeah, let's move quickly.
All right, so Ottardo, you open up the next door and you're greeted. Wait, you might not want to move right
Oh.
away. As you open up the door, cool air washes out, cool, humid air. And you see in that little room beyond a large mound of dark gray soil that lies heaped in the southern half of the room. And it is covered in all sorts of fungi. And in particular, two of them have grown to an absurd size. And as you stand there in the doorway, you open up the door. You see that they're actually starting to, there's like a ripple moving through them. And at first you wonder if it's just a draft of air that goes through as you open up the door, but then you see no, they are actually moving. And you see that from those two larger fungi, tentacle-like appendages sprout. And you watch in fascinated horror as one of those tentacles all of a sudden, like, first it inches itself out of the fungus and then it goes like a whiplash, like a whip. It lashes out at you, and we'll see if it hits before we then move on. So it strikes you, hits for 10 points of damage.
I think Ottardo will attempt to block some of that.
Okay.
Block. Oh, I just need to apply the raise shield, like so, and then do block.
Okay, so but 3 points make it through, which means I do need that fortitude save from you.
Okay, and this one I can roll.
All right. Yeah, so as the tentacle connects, you see that there's some like viscous fluid, violet color that stays behind, like a residue of some sort, and you just quickly shake it off before it can seep through the links of your chainmail shirt. And I think we'll just move into an encounter. We'll see. You're of course free to do or treat this any way you like, but for all intents and purposes, we're going to start an encounter. So roll for initiative, please.
Okay.
What? I don't know
Lucca
what's
is
going on
on
today.
fire. And Soma.
I rolled 2 natural 20s on initiative rolls, 2 natural 20s on attack rolls, and those are the only combat rolls I've made so far. I don't know.
Be awesome. All right. I'm sure it's all going to come back to you at some point.
Dude, I gotta go out
So,
and buy some lottery tickets, man.
so Lucca, it's your turn.
Great. Fungus that are attacking Ottardo. There seems like an easy solution to this.
Oh, what do you mean?
It's
I
just
think you need to impose this.
Oh, sorry.
there's just gonna be fire.
All right. Shoot.
Let me hang on. I forgot the target. There we go. Ah, well. Okay. I've got hero points. So I might as well burn one.
Do it.
Actually, as an audio effect, Firebolt now.
Well, that's not much better. Okay.
Close miss, but a miss. Third action.
Oh,
I don't think I can intimidate the fungus. So I'm just gonna back up a little bit and make room maybe for someone else to get up and do something.
Okay.
Squeeze past everyone and be like, "There's dangerous fungus in there," and leave it at that.
You get it. Ottardo.
Ottardo has a thought.
Hmm.
He is going to raise his shield and then step back and mention to Lucca that, can you blast it from there?
Well, from 30 feet, which I would have to get where Suma's standing.
And that's Ottardo's turn.
Okay. Soma.
Oh. Let's back the. Come on. Oh well. Ooh. Well, actually,
Yeah, you hurl some clever insights at it, but it doesn't seem to notice.
does it
The
move?
next thing that happens is yeah, so you see the one down there in front of you, but then there's another one that like ever so slowly moves into view, and it's like pulling itself forward with these many little tendrils that are sprouting from its base as it pulls itself very slowly but clearly moving on its own accord. It reaches out with its little tentacle-like appendages and flings one of them at Soma, striking once and missing, and then striking again and missing again.
Yeah, by this point, since Ottardo is adjacent to Soma, he can notice, see how he noticeably realized the full depth of her mistake, and
Yeah, and then the other fungus that was in that corner also like very slowly makes its way forward and reaches out with all of its tentacles. And one of them actually strikes you quite painfully,
Ooh.
30 points of damage.
yeah, that's all my health.
So you go
No, wait,
down. What?
no. Ottardo is going to use his reaction, so you should have resistance 5 to that.
So it's 25 points of damage. You have 38 points. Don't sell yourself short. So you take 25 points of damage, and I'll need a 42 roll. Fortitude save. You fail that one. So you feel like that also see that viscous violet fluid um, remain once the tentacle goes away, and it stings and burns, causing a point of poison damage and leaving you enfeebled. One. And then it strikes one final time with a tentacle, but misses, thankfully. And then it's Birke's turn. You see the fungi move on to your friends.
It looks like a very crowded space for fighting.
Mm.
But first of all, I will do recall knowledge and hunt prey.
All right, give me a nature. Walking fungi with sprouting tentacles that they use like whips. You gotta ask Wendy for that book.
Yeah, never seen them. Not going to help. And what can I do?
Ottardo will mention, if he can mention off his turn, we can do a fighting retreat. They are slow.
Okay. Lucca, would you mind stepping back a little bit? It's gonna get crowded, and we need to get out of here.
So what do you do?
Yeah. Tactical retreat, make a little bit of space for my companions.
Okay. And then it's Lucca's turn.
Yeah, Lucca hears that and thinks that sounds like a good idea. That one that moved up is in range, so he's gonna produce flame.
Okay, so you.
Oh my god.
Ooh, Wendy.
I've got one more hero point, so we're just gonna use them all.
Can go worse.
Okay, there we go. All right.
Once again, very
Uh,
close.
Lucca's
But
like, brilliant idea, Ottardo. Then proceeds to miss again. Now you all just need to get out of my way. Can't hit them. Um, they look like they moved pretty slowly. He's gonna use his last action to back up a little bit, I suppose, and just keep making room, assuming they're gonna keep coming forward. We'll go all the way to the end of the hall.
All right. Um, okay. And then it's Soma's turn. Oh, right. I accidentally skipped Ottardo. Ottardo.
Actually, Ottardo is going to delay to right after Soma.
All right. So Soma.
Yeah, so Soma will run away. Yeah, she will like. uh, it. Well, how should I describe this? Basically, she moved in on false assumptions, and now she realized that, and even like as Sortardo sees that Iris appearing on her face, she turns around and like I didn't know the kid walks. I'm sorry, and runs away about here.
Yeah, you can go a bit further.
All right. And then it's Ottardo's turn.
No.
No?
I move. I ignite the Birke courage, even though right now, and yeah.
All right. Ottardo.
Ottardo raises his shield. He will stride after Soma, and he will lay hands on her. That sounds wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be only 12.
Okay. That's it. So the two fungi very slowly, once, twice, move forward, and then attack Ottardo once with a tentacle. Oof. Oh, sorry, Soma, I forgot to ask you for a fortitude save on your turn, so please roll that now. And Ottardo, you also, nope, you don't have to roll that. Nice. Okay, Soma, you shake off the enfeebled condition. And then the other fungi moves once, twice, and also attacks Ottardo, but also misses. And then it's Birke's turn.
I'm going to. Have we seen how far they can move, or they just move like fast as we are?
I mean, they move very slowly. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't really want to fight them, right? We want to get away.
The idea for Ottardo is that while we are walking away, they don't get to attack us as often, while Lucca
Yeah.
and Soma can sling spells at them, so we can weaken them for a while until we can face them properly.
Okay, then I'm going to stay here and ready an attack. And I have reach.
Okay. And Lucca.
Yeah. I'm going to keep on producing flames and hopefully roll above an 8 this time.
Let's see if such a feat can be accomplished.
Evidently not. Oh my
Nope.
god.
Well, you had to for the nat 20s.
I used all of my good rolls. I'm done. I'm gonna back up even further. I'm gonna go behind the table here, and I'm done.
All
Can we
right.
disable karmic dice?
Can we what?
Disable karmic dice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Soma, your turn.
Okay. So, in order to actually move and shoot, I will have to make per courage going. So I will do just that. First per courage, and then make lingering performance. Require me to make a check, which oh, that.
Nice.
So yeah, now they will pay for at least. As an Soma will move out. I throw my bow.
Did Birke not move on her turn?
No, she readied.
Okay, okay.
All right, that was Soma and Ottardo.
What was the ready for Soma? Sorry.
No, for Birke readied in action.
Why do I keep... what was the ready for Birke?
Just an attack action.
Yeah, to attack.
Okay, well, in that case, Ottardo is going to raise his shield. He's going to take one swipe at the fun guy in front of him. Ooh.
Ooh, that's a critical hit. And you just, well, you smash most of it. And there's like violet spores coming out of it, but it's not down yet. Still twitching, flailing
And
appendages
then,
around.
yeah, and then he is going to orderly retreat towards Birke.
Okay, one of the two moves forward once and then attacks Ottardo from a distance once, hitting you for 11 points and a fortitude save.
11 points. Ottardo will block that.
Okay,
And then the save.
4 still make it through, but you could succeed on your save. And a second tentacle comes, oh, and smacks you for 22 points of damage. And another fortitude save. You succeed. All right. And then we have the other fungus, which moves forward, and it moves once, so it strides once, then strikes, but misses, and strikes again.
Does that
Actually, that should trigger already. Yeah. So, Birker, you get to do your action.
Wait. I don't know. Yeah, I do have it.
That's a hit for 10 points of damage, which is enough to bring down the fungus, so it doesn't even get to do its attacks. How rude. Let me just see if Birka moves. Ready action. You use your action outside your turn, choose a single you turn, then ends. Can use the chosen action as a reaction, so your initiative doesn't change, which means it's now your turn, Birka. Ale?
Sorry, muted. Yeah, then I can't. Um, yeah, I'll ready another attack, and
maybe move a little bit
yeah.
back and then ready?
One.
Okay, so that's one stride and then a ready action
Ready attack. Yeah.
to attack when they come within range. Okay, Lucca.
Well, everyone's gotten a little out of range. So Lucca is going to actually advance forward again. That should put him at 30 feet. Yep, and he's going to fire.
Fire away. Oh, and you hit.
Finally, wait, why did that one hit?
I don't know.
It's
but
a
it does.
7 on the die. Why did it? Is its
How much?
AC lowered or something?
No. Maybe it didn't apply because it's a weak. It has the weak template. Maybe that didn't apply to the other one. Oh, the other one's also weak. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I've only been firing on the other one so far, and I kept missing it. But I mean, if
Oh.
this hits, I'll take it.
I mean, I can raise its AC if you like.
Nah, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
We'll just deal 11 points of fire damage.
There we go. And that is actually quite effective on the fungus, and it burns. And then it's Soma's turn.
Okay, everyone is still hurt. And while we are prepared, first projectile, kill a life from
Ooh.
Crit.
Nice.
Is that doubled already, or is that?
No, that's not my normal damage.
And then once we double that, it's enough to slam the fungus into a mush. And that's 60 XP for each of you.
Why mushrooms are walking?
Before
300
we
more XP.
yeah.
What? 60.
300 more.
Oh, you need the 300 more. Yeah, that's true.
Before we go forward, I think we need to take another little rest.
Maybe not here.
Yeah, we can take a walk back up.
Okay.
Let's just barricade in this corridor, maybe.
In the corridor, yeah, there are doors on both sides. Yeah, that's true. We can do that. Yeah.
Okay, so you hunker down in that long passage next to the.
We push them back into their room.
They can get squished for like area.
Okay, so you move them back into the weirdly damp room down there, and then you hunker down for how long?
Ottardo needs 30 minutes to be back up.
I will treat my own wound.
And Birke and Lucca are fine. Okay.
Okay. Everybody can give me a perception roll as you're just sitting around here.
At myself.
Why does it feel incredibly dangerous for us all to be sitting in a line in a hallway with an elevator at the far end of it?
Okay. Well, most of you just focus on, maintaining your equipment, mending your wounds. But Lucca, you're like being in one place for so long. Of course, there's always some sort of noises around you in a dungeon. Especially around here, has been this like rustling of paper in the distance. But there is now also another sound that kind of seems to echo up from way down the passageway past the elevator, maybe even past the room with the fungi, and you hear this like droning incantation that every now and then you like catch a little um just bits and pieces of it. You can't really make out words or anything like that, but you do hear something like it.
Okay. Uh, well, he knows the others are like busy trying to rest up and heal their wounds and stuff, so he will probably just advance to the other end of the hall and just kind of keep his eyes on the door as he's standing there for whatever 30 minutes or whatever, kind of prepared to take action if there's anything that comes up. But that's
But
it.
it seems like Ottardo's having a hard time getting his shield back into shape.
Yep. But every attempt only takes him 1 minute.
Oh, okay.
Do you require amending?
Well, if it's not something that you can do at will, then maybe we can save it for a more critical time.
Very well. I have scrolls.
Yeah, speaking of more critical, I think I will actually cast Sooth on myself. Persuade someone will try to make herself believe that it's all in her head.
Would you not prefer me to use the wand?
Why not? Yes, do that, please.
Or Ottardo can keep using his divine powers too, since he doesn't have a per day limit.
Sure, whatever.
Hmm?
Actually, it's probably better for me to save the wand since I can heal everyone with it, so.
Yeah, and it will be useful, in the middle of a combat or something.
Yes.
So we can take like another 30 minutes to get back Soma on her feet.
All right. And yeah, again, maybe others are also occasionally picking up on that droning sound wafting up from the south. And finally, once Soma is feeling better, you gather your equipment, steel your resolve, and you'll venture forth next time.
Pum, pum.
Nice.